In this video, we're going to get started talking about online course models and how you're going to fit your course or courses into your business. So the first thing that we need to address is, why are you creating this course? What role is it going to play in your business? What's the purpose for it? Because once you identify that, then you're going to be able to dive deeper into figuring out what format you want, the content that you're going to put into it, what you're going to do when you launch it, and how you're going to promote your course. And so there's a worksheet that goes along with this video that breaks down all of your options, and it's going to help you determine what course is going to work for you. And so again, like I mentioned, the first thing we're going to address is the role or the purpose for your course. And so what does this mean? Well, some people use a course as an upsell. So a good example of this would be someone who perhaps has a podcast. Maybe they don't have any products available, or maybe they just have something simple like an ebook. And so an upsell would be a higher level program than what they currently have. And there's many different scenarios where this would happen. It could be somebody's only product, depending on whether they're just starting or not. Well, there's also other people who the course is going to be a downsell for them. And so what that means is perhaps you're a coach or a consultant and you have a high-end program. Either you coach people one-on-one, or you teach people something in a group, or a training. And so a course could be a self-paced automated version of what you're already doing. And it would be a lower cost product. And so it's a downsell from the higher end products that you already have. A course can also be a sideways sell. So this could be a scenario where you already have clients or customers that are making purchases from you, and this is just another option for them. It's another way of adding value for them, giving them another way of learning from you. Or maybe you provide a certain service and you're going to give them some educational content. Or maybe you sell them simply products and you're going to give them a course that's going to teach them how to use the products. So this is a sideways sell. You already have customers and you're giving them something else. And another way that you can use a course is as a lead magnet. So you might have really complex, high-end programs that you do for people, and it could potentially be very expensive. And so you could have a course that teaches just one small aspect of what you do that happens to be a topic that people really want to learn, and they want answers about this information now. And so it's an important product to them. And so when you put out a course on this topic, they jump at the chance to take it. And so once they take the course and it's something juicy that they're interested in, they take it and they get to know you and they like your content, and then they realize you have more that you can do for them. And so it brings them into your world and then makes them exposed to the other things you have available. It acts as a magnet for your leads. And so that's another way that you can use a course. And so the next aspect we're going to look at is the format of your course. And so I mentioned self-paced course. That is one option. A self-paced course basically includes videos and usually worksheet material that people would print out, where they would be answering questions or working out information or doing some sort of activity. And so between the video instructions and lectures and the printed material where people are doing self-study, it walks them through the process of what you were trying to teach them, either information that they're learning or something that they're learning how to do. So it's completely self-paced, and it exists in an online course platform that is already designed to play a video, and when they're finished, the next one comes up and it tracks their progress. And if they take a break, they can come back to it later, and it remembers where they were and shows them how far along they are. So it is completely self-paced. And in a lot of cases, it's fully automated. Nothing else has to be done once it's created. Now, the other way of doing a course is more of a leveraged program. And so what that means is it's leveraging your time. So you're still engaging with people, it's just less of the time. So a good example here would be, if you are a consultant and you normally go into an organization and you train people and you're there for a week training people, one way you could use a course is you go in for one day and you do all of the training that requires you to be there and person, and you establish the relationships and you get people understanding what this process is that you're teaching them. And then you can go home to your family and they can spend the rest of the week taking an online course that teaches them the same material that you would have been doing there with them, but you've converted it into a course and now you don't have to be there. And you might even offer follow-up where you get on the phone with them, or maybe you do group meetings, but either way, you're leveraging your time. If you were a life coach, for instance, you might be doing life coaching one-on-one with people. And so having a program that is partially pre-recorded allows you to have people working on their own time on some of the content, and then maybe you'll still meet with them one-on-one, or even in a group doing a group coaching program where you are interacting with them, and it can either be in person or online, but that part of what you used to do with them in person is now being done virtually without you having to be there. So again, you're leveraging your time. So the next aspect to look at is the course content. And we're not talking about what you're actually teaching at this point. It's like, to what extent are you giving them content? And so one type of course is called a flagship course. So this is something that's along the lines of being a complete guide, where you're teaching them an entire process or all of the information in the specific topic that you're teaching about. And these courses tend to be longer. So usually a flagship course is going to be a minimum of 3 hours. Usually they're 8 hours or more. Now, the contrast to that would be a more focused or basic course. And these tend to be shorter. And so sometimes these focused courses are just focused on one specific aspect of a topic or one specific skill in an entire process. And sometimes these smaller courses actually can be combined together to make one flagship course. And you can offer it either all together as a flagship course, or you can break it into pieces. And so again, those are your options. And a course can be anything from 45 minutes to 20 hours or more. And really, it's up to you, and it depends on what it is you're trying to provide for your customers. So another aspect of this, is it for beginners or is it for advanced people? And this is really important to know, because if you're making something for someone who's a beginner and you're talking to them as if they already have a foundation, then they're going to be really confused. Just like if you're making something for people who are more advanced, but you're going over the super boring basics, you're just going to lose them. And so you need to know, how much do your clients already know in order to make sure that you're addressing it properly. And in some cases, you can actually make a course that covers everything from beginner to advanced, and then you just want to let them know that it covers everything, and that if you're more advanced, then you can skip over the stuff in the beginning. And another part of the content to consider is, are you creating this content from a place of teaching something you're passionate about that you already know? Or are you creating content because you recognize that there's a need that exists in the marketplace and you're doing your best to learn and find the information and put it together to fulfill this need? And so that's just, a preference of what it is that you're focusing on, and knowing these different pieces of the puzzle will help you really know what to do with your course. The next aspect to look at is the different methods of selling courses. So this means, how are people actually going to buy my course? So one option is to self-host your own course, which is having your own site or some place where your content is available and you market this content and people can buy it directly from you. Another way of selling your course is through a course marketplace. And course marketplaces are basically like shopping malls for courses. They have many different courses on different topics, and they have anywhere from tens of thousands to millions of students already enrolled taking courses. Now, the benefit of that is that the people in these marketplaces already take online courses. So that is one thing you already know about them, is that they're interested in courses. So you just want to find the marketplaces that sell the type of content that is in the topic areas that you are wanting to teach. And then another way that you can sell your course is to license the content to another organization that is going to use your course and sell it themselves. And so in some cases, what this might look like is a company that does corporate training. And so perhaps they would license your course and then they would allow their staff to take your course. And so that's just one example, but that is one way to sell your course. And how you sell your course is different than different ways of monetizing your course. And so there are a variety of different ways that you can make money selling courses. One method is the high volume, low cost method. And so ultimately, this is what happens when you use course marketplaces, where you have access to potentially millions of students, but they sell your course most of the time at a discount price. And so you might be selling your course for less, however, you're getting thousands and thousands of students. And so you can make a lot of money doing that, sometimes even more than if you were selling your course for more, but unable to get as many students. Another monetization strategy is the multiple course strategy. And so in this method, what you're doing is you're creating more than one course that somehow relate to each other. And so each course acts as a form of marketing for the others. So when you get someone who enrolls in one course and they find out you have other courses that are in related areas that they might be interested in, they tend to enroll in your other courses as well. And once you have people in your programs, then if you continue to create courses, you're basically continuing to solve problems for them so that they don't have to go to another person or company to solve the next problem that they have after you just solved one of their problems for them in your course. You can provide that service for them and they can keep coming back to you to continue to grow and expand in whatever way that you are teaching them to do. And then another way of monetizing a course is with bigger ticket programs, so selling more expensive courses. And so in this case, you're going to be marketing your courses one way or another and bring people in, and because you're giving them tremendous value through the program, you can charge a higher fee for your course. But in this case, unlike the model where you're marketing through marketplaces that already have clients waiting to take your course, if you're selling them big ticket on your own site, then one way or another you're going to be marketing to people on your own. So it could be to your own existing list, it could be through joint ventures, it could be through different forms of online marketing, whether it's emails or Facebook or YouTube or many other methods. But that is one way to monetize a course. And then that brings me to the marketing strategies. So what marketing strategy you use is going to depend on all of the other factors that you have selected that are going to work for you. And so again, you can market to your own existing clients. So a lot of people are creating a course because they already have clients that need something extra from them that they want to add more value to. And so creating a course gives their clients another option or another way of engaging with them. You also might be able to take advantage of industry contacts. So again, this comes up a lot with people who work in the corporate world, that they might already have a network of people in their industry that would be interested in a course that they created based on their expertise. There's also digital marketing, which I mentioned, and there's many different aspects of that. Again, whether it's Facebook, email, webinars, there's many different ways to market digitally, and the great news is that it's become very simple, it's easy to target exactly who you want to target, and it's pretty inexpensive to do digital marketing. It's just a matter of learning the skill. Then you can also do in-person marketing. So this again depends on what you are doing with your course. You might be marketing to your local community or to certain businesses in your community. You can also do marketing for your course if you do something like speak at an event. So if you have a specific group of people that your course is for, you can find what sort of associations they have or where they tend to meet or what sorts of groups they're in, and you can actually go and present to them, and it gives you an opportunity to have them get to know you, and you can talk about your course. So there's many different ways to do that. And then of course, like I mentioned, there are course marketplaces that already have a bunch of people looking for courses. And the good thing about doing it that way is that one, they're marketing it for you, and two, it's a great way of capturing leads and bringing people in to your business. And so once they take a course in a course marketplace, maybe it's just you're teaching just one aspect of what you do. If they're interested in taking it further with you, then they can come and they already know you, they already like the way that you operate, they've taken your course, and so they're already a pre-qualified client. And so that is a great way of not only marketing your courses, but getting paid to market yourself.